Hi, this is the Football Nerd, not FIFA, just football, and welcome to my new feature, which is my statistical analysis videos. And in this feature, I'll be talking about the stats and comparing and contrasting Premier League footballers, starting with, in this one, Theo Walcott, who I think is one of the most underrated English strikers and probably one of the most underrated Premier League players at the moment. So I'll tell you why that is, and comment down below if you want me to do a statistical analysis of your favourite player or another player in the Premier League. So this is a table of the top 20 strikers in the Premier League this season so far, with 8 games played. Theo Walcott is 13th. But I wouldn't really class Alexis Sanchez or Raheem Sterling as strikers who are placed higher on the table. Theo Walcott is one of the most underrated English strikers, I think, along with Jamie Vardy, and probably one of the most underrated strikers in the Premier League at the moment. You might be listening to this thinking Theo Walcott's not a striker, he's a winger, but I'll speak to you about why he is a striker now. And he is a striker, even though he's often played out wide, but this season he's taken up that striking role for Arsenal, and I think he should play as a striker, even though um, Wayne Rooney will play as England's centre forward in the international break. Because he's broken the record of scoring the most goals for England, and Theo Walcott's only scored, I think, 7 goals for England. But you just have to look at the stats, and Theo Walcott, I think, is a better striker, and he's performed better so far this season. So if Roy Hodgson picks players that have been performing the best in the Premier League so far, then I think he should play either Jamie Vardy or Theo Walcott above Wayne Rooney, but I don't think that will happen because he's Wayne Rooney, isn't he? So Theo Walcott is 13th on that list and doing well so far. This is after a fantastic performance against Man United, where he was part of every good thing Arsenal did in that game, with an assist as well. And I think he started the season quite well. He's coming into form of late, and he's only made 4 starts so far, but has made 2 assists and scored 2 goals. So, not a bad return so far, and I think he'll only get better as the season goes on. You just have to look at when Theo Walcott has played and not been out injured to know that when he plays, he performs. And in the seasons where he's played the majority of Arsenal's games, over 2,000 minutes, like the 2011 to 12 season, he notched 8 goals and 11 assists, which is not bad at all, considering that he was mostly played as a winger then, with Robin van Persie with the centre forward duty. But the following season he played more as a striker and scored many more goals, with 14 goals and 13 assists, which is a world-class return for any player. Injuries have scuppered his career. Being unlucky with injuries doesn't make you a bad player, and if Walcott would have stayed injury free during his Arsenal career so far, I'm sure he'd be up there with the greats to pull on an Arsenal shirt. He's still, I think, is yet to play 90 minutes for Arsenal due to his injury troubles and lack of match fitness due to that. But I don't think he should be compared to the greats that played for Arsenal, like Ian Wright and
Thierry Henry because he just hasn't played enough games to be compared to those players. I think instead he should be compared with other Arsenal strikers, and if you compare his stats so far in his career to the likes of Danny Welbeck and Olivier Giroud and others, he is up there, and some would say that he's the best Arsenal striker at the moment, and I certainly think so. Arsenal don't have bad striking options at the moment, with Theo Walcott and Olivier Giroud fit, although Danny Welbeck is out injured, so I don't have stats to compare Walcott with Welbeck, although Welbeck's only scored 4 goals so far in his Arsenal career. Um, I'll compare him with Olivier Giroud, and I think Theo is statistically better than Olivier Giroud in many ways. He offers more to the team, as well as contributing more with assists. And I think he's more in sync with players around him, like Alexis Sanchez and Aaron Ramsey, intricate players who like to pass the ball around. And I think Olivier Giroud slows Arsenal down a bit. I don't think he's quick enough. Theo Walcott is obviously blessed with huge amounts of pace, so he fits the style of play that Arsenal like to play with such quick players in the side. They like to counter attack, and I think Olivier Giroud restricts them. One surprising stat from the Giroud and Walcott comparison is that Walcott is actually a much better passer of the ball, with a pass success percentage of 80% compared with Olivier Giroud's just 66.7% pass accuracy in the Premier League. And you also have to bear in mind that Walcott runs at speeds of 30 miles an hour in games. So, it's surprising for his passing to be so accurate when his decision making has to be done so quickly. It's surprising because Walcott is much criticised for his lack of end product. They both offer something different to the team. With Olivier Giroud, it's holding the ball up and getting others into play. He's got a great aerial threat as well. But I think with Theo's ability to use his pace to run in behind defences and on the break to counter with pace, I think that's more beneficial to the way Arsenal play. And he's like I've said, very quick. Still one of the quickest players in world football, actually, and I think third only to Antonio Valencia and Aaron Lennon in terms of top speed in the Premier League. I've read recently. A bit like Cristiano Ronaldo, we've seen Theo Walcott's evolution over those 9 years, from a tricky winger to an accomplished striker, with so many other strengths other than his pace as a footballer. And so far this season, we've seen Theo Walcott, the striker, in just 6 starts in that position. He's scored 3 goals and assisted 3 in all competitions. With such good performances, he's expected to keep his place as Arsenal's first choice centre forward, ahead of the out of form Giroud and injured Welbeck for at least the next month or so. And if he stays injury free, he will have his best season yet, playing in his best position as a centre forward.